We've seen very significant growth in residential prices in Riyadh that is being underpinned by local demand from young Saudis who are trying to transition from renting to owning, as well as second home buyers who are looking to buy. The demand in Riyadh is exceptionally strong at the moment because the government is positioning Riyadh as a new commercial hub for the kingdom. This is where we see the bulk of economic activity. This is where we see most new businesses looking to establish themselves. And this is where we see a lot of Saudis migrating into Riyadh from other cities around the kingdom. So what we've seen at the moment is huge upward pressure on prices. In fact, at the moment, apartment prices have increased by 32% in the last 12 months. Villa prices have increased by 21% in the last 12 months. But if we look at what's happening to transaction values and transaction volumes, they're actually down. So for the first 6 months of this year, the total number of home sales in Riyadh is down by 60% compared to all of last year. It might not be fair to compare 6 months to 12 months, but we will need a very busy second half of the year to catch up to the number of deals we had last year. So this is very strongly indicating to us that there are some affordability challenges that are starting to build in the market.
And this is due to what? To the appreciation in real estate prices. So do we expect that this trend will cool down moving forward?
This is the billion riyal question. I mean, what we have done is we've taken a look at affordability ratios. So looking at household incomes to house prices. So as things stand, to buy an apartment in Riyadh, you need about 3 or 4 times your annual income. To buy a villa, you need about 8 times your annual income. In Jeddah, it's about 13 times your annual income to buy a villa. Globally, the accepted average of what is considered affordable is usually 4 to 6 times your income. So we're above those levels for villas. We're about that level for apartments. And if we look at the last peak of the market, this market has had 2 cycles. We're now in the second one. The last peak, the ratios for apartments was about 4 before the market peaked. So right now the data is sort of suggesting to us that we might be on the verge of a new peak or at least a new plateau where prices flatten for a period.
But what are the fundamentals in terms of supply versus demand? We still have a shortage of supply when it comes to the residential sector in Riyadh, especially given the plans that the city has in terms of population growth.
Absolutely. I mean, look, for Riyadh, we're currently sitting at about 7.5 million people. By 2030, it's expected to reach 17 million. And we're expecting about 200,000 new residential units to be delivered in that time. Is that enough for the expected population growth? No, it isn't. But the fundamental issue we've got right now is around affordability. If people cannot afford to make that transition from renting to owning, they will rent for longer or they will look at other options in Saudi. And we've done some analysis on this, and we've looked at first-time buyer budgets. So your average first-time buyer in Saudi will spend between 750,000 to about 2 million on their first home. If you're looking for a good quality 2-bedroom apartment in Riyadh, it costs more than 750,000. If you're looking for a good quality 3 or 4 bedroom villa, it costs more than 2 million. So clearly there is a mismatch between first-time buyer expectations and the product available.